G'day everybody, Paz here with a special episode. Happy anniversary. Exactly 1 year ago, I brought along a GoPro on a squidding session with Uncle Matt and whacked the resulting session on YouTube after being bugged by my kids. DFJM Adventures was born that day, and here we are, 1 year and almost 700 subscribers later. Happy first anniversary to the channel, and thank you all for your continued support as we steam towards our 1,000 subscriber goal. A year on, I've decided to replicate that first session. Conditions are perfect, so Uncle Matt and I are chasing the Kraken yet again. However, this time there's a crucial difference. In the first episode, I was paddling my old Seat kayak with a wet bum. This time, I'll be travelling in style on my newly minted Hobie Passport 10.5. I've been itching to get the Hobie out in the water, and this is the perfect time to put it through its paces. I'll be looking at weight, loading, movement, comfort, and all the normal stuff, as well as the most important stat of all, how many squid it catches. I can't deny I've been looking forward to this, so happy anniversary, and let's get into it. I arrived at Freo just before sunrise. I wasted no time getting the Hobie off the roof racks. For those who are interested, here are the basic specs for the Hobie Passport 10.5. The Hobie is a full 10 kilos lighter than the Beast, as well as a metre shorter, which made unloading it a breeze. I set up, although I do have to say that I'm still used to the massive Beast, and I allowed myself a fair amount of time to get the kayak sorted. However, I was pleasantly surprised to find that I only needed a fraction of the time to get the Hobie sorted. The 2 rod holders, the seat, Mirage drive, paddles, cameras, rods, tackle, and my homemade esky crate combo, all rigged up in under 10 minutes. It was also an easy trip down to the water. While I know I'll miss the extra size and storage space, I won't need too much to chase squid, and the lighter yak makes it so much easier to move around. Now to business. I've mentioned some concerns in the previous videos regarding the Hobie Passport seat being low, a common gripe amongst Passport owners. However, as I climbed aboard, I found the seat comfortable. What's more, I actually prefer sitting lower on the yak. I'm a heavy guy, and lowering my centre of gravity gives me a greater sense of stability. The seat was high enough to keep my arse dry, but low enough so I didn't feel uncomfortable. Once I was deep enough into the water, not the seat, in went the Mirage drive. The Beast's pedal drive was hinged, but the Mirage drive wasn't, meaning my paranoid self needed to leash it to the kayak. One of my other concerns was my legs not fitting or being uncomfortable when pedaling. However, I was pleasantly surprised with the room I had. I did adjust the pedals to the second longest setting, but the fact I have room to stretch out comfortably when pedaling is great, for both myself and my hamstrings. The drive itself was a new experience for me, and it took a bit to adjust to the back and forth motion, rather than cycling like on the Beast. Still, the drive was easy and quiet, and I didn't have to put much power into it to move it along at a pretty fast pace. The kayak tracked well, requiring only minimal adjustments of the rudder. Speaking of the rudder, that was another of my concerns. However, the Passport was very responsive to the rudder, and the yak itself has a very small turning circle. Despite this, I still plan to upgrade to the XL rudder system, as I encountered some rudder related problems later in the vid. With the Hobie sufficiently introduced, I sat in the shallows about 100 metres from shore on a couple of small weed banks, waiting for Uncle Matt. I flicked out a couple of jigs. One was a 2.5 white Shimano Sophia flash boost. I usually squid with 3.0 or 3.5 jigs. The flat, windless water left me feeling confident. The other jig was a cheap LED flasher I got online. Wanted to see if it would work. Well, the flasher got a lot of interest, but just couldn't entice a strike. I shouldn't have worried, because the old faithful Shimano came through. Uncle Matt paddled up after I'd stowed the squid. He proudly proclaimed himself as the control squidder for the day, challenging the Hobie to compare catches. Wonder how that'll end up. We hung around the shallower weed banks for a bit, catching up and flicking around. The Hobie barely moved, its wide design perfect for keeping stable while I cast. Seemed the squid loved it too. Stowing my second catch, I was surprised to find another hanging off my jig.
I don't really check. Whoa, okay. I had it out.
Must have grabbed it while my back was turned. Sneaky little bugger.
Just hanging.
The banks we were flicking over went quiet, so we decided to move. As I pedalled after Uncle Matt, a problem surfaced. The kayak turned sharply to the right without warning.
What's going on? I think my rudder just flipped up. Yeah.
Puzzled, I looked back. It seemed the flick-up rudder had moved on its axis and was half flicked up. Now I don't know if this is a common problem, or if I just hadn't tightened the screws on the rudder enough before I left, but I was able to nudge the rudder back into place with my net handle, and away I went. This problem would happen twice more during the session, and strengthened my resolve to get the XL rudder, which would eliminate the issue entirely, as the rudder is just a simple up or down. Whether it's a loose screw or not, I wouldn't want that happening to me in the middle of the packed Swan River. Well, finding a new weed bank, out went the jigs. The white Shimano struck again, pulling a squid right out from under Uncle Matt.
Squid. He's coming under your... Squid going around, are they?
Now you might be wondering why I'm using a long-handled net. Well, two reasons. The first, I'm using a 7+ foot rod for my squidding. While it gives me extra casting distance and bend, it can be awkward when netting a squid with a short net. This makes it easier. And the second, I've got a new kayak, and the further away ticked off inky squid I netted from it, the better. My next squid was caught 5 minutes later, and seemed to have replaced its ink sac with a Gatling gun.
Whoa! Going crazy.
With my latest catch having a few followers, I called over a squidless Uncle Matt.
Go over this patch, seem to be a few of them. Like two, like right down there. Go on.
I was trying to help him. I really was.
Yeah, don't look at me.
Putting my latest calamari away, I turned around for just a second.
Whoa! In the holder and everything.
Sometimes, everything works for you. We headed out a bit deeper, but I didn't film the journey in order to conserve battery power. However, it wasn't long before the camera came on again. I tend to wind my squid in slowly, while keeping tension on the line, enough so that the squid won't slide off the hooks, but not so much that they won't tear themselves loose either.
Better one.
With the sun now higher in the sky, I switched one of my jigs to a gold coloured rattler. I've never used noise making jigs before, so I decided to try. Apparently, they work. With that, the bite went quiet. We decided to call it a day and troll slowly back to the launch point. A full 30 seconds into my troll, I received a parting gift. As we headed back to the beach, I summarised the Hobie session in my head. The pros. It's light and less time consuming to set up. Easy to transport via car and to the water. It's wide and stable. The lower seat worked for me. It has adequate legroom, a great thing for someone my size. The Mirage drive is fast, quiet and fluid. The kayak tracks well with a tight turning circle, and it catches squid by the truckload. A couple of things I wasn't overly happy with. It's obviously small, with a bit less storage than my previous kayaks, and the rudder issues, seeming to flip up at random. Hopefully the XL upgrade will put a stop to that. Now, the verdict. Would I recommend the kayak? Many people have asked my advice when it comes to buying kayaks. Any answer I give always comes with this disclaimer. There is no perfect kayak, only the best kayak to suit your needs. As for the Hobie Passport, it suits my needs perfectly. A quick, stable, specialist fishing kayak that can be easily transported and is ideal for quick sessions on the Swan or in the shallows. In a more general sense, is it good? Well, certainly, if you don't mind the price tag. Can I fit in it? Comfortably. For the record, I'm 6'3" and over 100 kilos. Am I happy with it? You bet. As we pulled into shore, I counted my catch. 10 Fremantle squid, caught over 2 hours. A fantastic session. Now how about our control squidder? Well, let's just say we always divide our catches. Uncle Matt ended up with 4 for his patented squidding pasta, while 6 have been added to my critically empty bait freezer. Thank you for coming along with me while I tested out the Hobie. In a broader sense, thank you for a fantastic first year on YouTube for DFJM Adventures. Please like, mash that subscribe button and comment below. I greatly appreciate the support. As always, this channel remains dedicated to my 2 sons. This is Paz, wishing you fair winds and tight lines. Cheers!